Hi guys, me again. I have just been going over and over in my head what I can do to eat cheaper. So our usual meals now, I think I'm going to have to change slightly, kind of stick to the same meals all the time, and now I'm going to have to look for cheaper alternatives, maybe just like 1 or 2 days a week if I can get like a meal really cheap. I think that would save us a lot of money. So I have been doing loads of research. I have been looking for dirt cheap recipes on the internet, in my cookbooks, in my gardening books, because you know those meals would be so cheap using the veg that I got from the allotment and stuff like that. But I also want to do a couple of recipes for everybody. You know, not everybody's got an allotment, not everybody grows their own food, and so yeah, I've just been researching, doing loads of research. So on Wednesday when I went to that, or was it, when did I go? Yeah, Wednesday. I went to the food pantry and they gave me this tin of pork. So I've opened it. To get it out, I had to open the top and the bottom to push it out. I should have put it in the fridge. It's a bit like corned beef. It's quite squishy, straight out of the tin. It's covered in that jelly stuff that I like the ham. And what I'm going to do, I've had an idea and I hope it works. This pork is already cooked, so I don't know how successful I will be, but what I'm going to do is cut this pork in half and then slice it. So I have like these little mini half circles, and I'm going to put it in this plastic pot like so. Do the other side. Don't want it too thick because I want to try and marinate it. If I do it too thick, the taste might not go all the way through. This would be perfect as it is on a sandwich. You don't even need to cook it. It is already cooked. Amazing. My plan is to make like the cheapest meals I can, and I want to use the stuff that I got from that pantry. But it doesn't mean I have to stick to it and eat it just like this. It's absolutely fine like this, but I just want to try something a little bit different, so I'm hoping it works. So here I've got some 5-spice, Chinese 5-spice. And I absolutely love this stuff. So what I want to do is I want to try and marinate this pork a little bit in here. I'll try that now. And then I want to add some soy sauce. So I've just put a little bit of soy sauce in there to wetten the dry Chinese 5-spice. And this will be for dinner tonight. So this is going to go in the fridge now, and I'm just going to leave it. And I will be back later to show you what I'm going to make. Oh, I hope it works. This would be so ace if it did. So it's all about cheap cooking today. I have not been sleeping very well because my mind is just continuously on the go of how I can make cheaper meals. My bills have gone up crazy amount at the moment to what they were a couple of months ago, and yeah, I'm just trying to find a way to reduce my panicky, don't know if it's anxiety or what, but one of my lovely subscribers suggested this to me. I made a video the other week about freezing sandwiches. Absolutely stunning, still really good, gorgeous. When I take them out the freezer, they're perfect, they're not soggy, but I don't mind soggy. I don't mind soggy. And then I did that bread salad as well, and somebody recommended this recipe to me. So it is really hot today. I have loads of cherry tomatoes from the food pantry last week. I'm really trying to use everything that I got from them. So I've got the cherry tomatoes and I've just cut them in half. I've got some of the croutons that I made out the freezer, and I'm just going to put these in. The recipe calls for olive oil, balsamic vinegar. I haven't got any, but I have got this glaze, and some sea salt and some oregano. All I know is that this is meant to be soggy, so if the dressing is a little bit dry, you add water to it. So I'm not sure about quantities, but you know me, I don't go by that. As long as I know what to put in it, I just keep going, try as I go, and just hope for the best. This is the oregano. So this is a mix. Now I'm just going to add some water, cold water. And you want some rock salt. Well, I've got sea salt here, and she said just a pinch. I love salt and tomatoes. I think it's a match made in heaven. And the salt will draw the moisture out of the tomatoes as well. Oh, this just looks amazing already. And just pour it over the bread and the tomatoes. Give it a stir. And I'm just going to put this in the fridge now to do its own thing until later. But what I'll probably do is keep on taking it out and giving it a stir, so that bread absorbs all that lovely dressing. And the bread is supposed to go soggy in this. I'll try one of these tomatoes. Oh wow, that is good already. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I'm really going to enjoy that. Right, so there we go, and I will be back later when it's time to eat it and it's done. If you don't like the bread soggy, then I suggest maybe you just prepare it before you're going to eat it, so it doesn't get too soggy. Oh, that's so good. I love tomatoes. I absolutely love tomatoes. I've had 2 tomatoes out of my polytunnel so far. Yay! They were like teeny tiny cherry tomatoes. I'll be back later. Bye. Okay, so it's tea time. I'm back, and my pork slices have been marinating for ages. I've got some boiled eggs on the go, and here I'm making a broth, and I'm wondering if I show you these. Do you know what I'm making? I'm going to be making some ramen noodles. Yeah, I've seen loads and loads of recipes for this, and it's something that I'd be able to make really, really cheap, really quick, really simple. You don't have to cook the vegetables, but because my son doesn't like anything cold or raw like that, I am slightly cooking them beforehand. Not everything, but a couple of things. So I've made a broth. In these instant noodles, these are 29p from Aldi. I popped to Aldi earlier and got some. I got the last 2 packets, so I'm hoping I like them. I really don't like super noodles. My son doesn't like super noodles, so I'm hoping if I cook them like this and on like al dente, I will like them, because you get so much in this packet for 29p compared to other noodles, and it would just be amazing. So in this is chicken flavour. I got a little sachet of chicken seasoning. I've put that in some boiling water. I've added some dark soy sauce and a teaspoon of ginger, some garlic salt. You can just use normal garlic or just leave it out. And then I've added some sliced carrots. I just got the carrot, peeled it and then peeled it again. And put them in, and some frozen peas, and I'm just simmering this slightly. I've got eggs boiling, if you can hear them, and I'm gonna fry this pork now and try and get it crispy. I hope it works. I hope it doesn't melt. You know, I'm scared the pork might get hot and just melt. Sorry about that. I love my dad to bits. I love him, but oh my gosh, it's hard work. Sometimes I could cry. I went downstairs to see him pick my son up from school, went downstairs, discussed dinner, we've had a whole conversation about it. They've come upstairs to make this dinner and he's just phoned me to say that he's making shepherd's pie for my son. After I told him I was making all this, but he wants to make shepherd's pie for my son. Oh, it's just really hard work sometimes. Right then, let's try and fry this pork. And I'll probably make all this and I'll get downstairs and my dad will be like, he doesn't like that. He won't even look at it. My son won't even try it, and because my dad says he won't like that, because my dad won't like it, my son won't even entertain it. So I've got to get my son up here to try it first before I take it downstairs to feed it to them. So I'm cooking this pork and so far it hasn't fallen apart, but at least it's not melting. I really thought it would have melted like corned beef does. If you get that hot it melts, doesn't it? Right, let's see if these boiled eggs work. Now then, a friend of mine from back home taught me this and I never knew. So you boil the eggs, and you know, if you look at them and then the water goes off them and they dry, so what you're supposed to do is get them off the spoon and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 6, if it takes 6 seconds, I know that my boiled eggs are done. I don't like runny boiled eggs. I like hard boiled eggs. If these are runny, they're runny. I don't, I'll eat them, but I prefer hard boiled eggs. Right then, so let me see if I can get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are going to be a little bit on the runny side. I'm just going to keep them in this hot water and hopefully they will cook a little bit longer. So my broth is on the back here now, and what I'm going to do is take it off the heat. And you cook these in the microwave, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put them in my broth with my vegetables, because I don't want to overcook them. I want them a little bit crunchy. Could have put some celery in it. I've got some celery in the fridge, but I'm going to put some bean sprouts and sweet corn. And hopefully this is going to look like a really expensive meal for pennies, and filling and tasty. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but like Chinese roast pork, is it called chasseur or something like that? And I think they marinate it in like this Chinese 5-spice. So this is why I got the idea to use this tinned pork instead of proper pork. I'm not saying it will be cheaper to buy this tinned pork than, like, say, pork belly or something like that. Oh, that'd be nice belly pork, wouldn't it? Oh, but just because I got this in that from the pantry. Okay, so I've got my broth, which was the chicken seasoning that you get in the super noodles or instant noodles. I added that to some boiling water with a bit of soy sauce, garlic salt and ginger. I've added some frozen peas and some like carrot ribbons, I call them. I just used the peeler and did ribbons like that. Put them in. I've boiled some eggs. I marinated the pork earlier this afternoon. You saw it all this morning. You saw that, and I'm just frying it. And I've just got pasta dishes now, and hopefully this works. So I'll just show you this quickly now. This is my dad's, so he's got peas, carrots, bean sprouts, they're raw, pork, sweet corn, I didn't heat that up, and then the egg. I think what you're supposed to do is put everything in first and then the broth over the top, and the hot broth cooks the cold vegetables. But I haven't done it like that. That's mine. I just need to add an egg, and this is my son. So noodles, pork, bean sprouts, carrots and onions, and the lovely broth underneath. Oh, I hope this tastes nice, guys. I really do. Okay, I've taken my sons and my dad's downstairs. They seem to be okay at the moment. They like the look of it, so that's half the battle, isn't it? These eggs are really well done now, and yeah, I like them like this, but you might like them a little bit less hard boiled for your ramen or just in general. I just want to try these noodles. Oh, I really hope they taste okay. Yeah, they're fine. Absolutely perfect. Yay! Even if it's just me that'll eat them like this, I don't mind, because that's such a cheap meal. So I think what I've been doing in the past is well overcooking them, because I've not been horrible. They just come out of the microwave looking like snot. It's disgusting. But yeah, I literally, I didn't boil them. I just put them in that hot broth for like a minute and a half maybe, and they're perfect. So I need to do it al dente. Let me just try the pork. A little bit salty. I think I put too much soy sauce in it, but it tastes really good. You can taste the 5 spice. Yeah, that's really nice, apart from it being a little bit salty. That is so good. Oh, this is going to be such a cheap meal to make. If I could just make a couple of really cheap meals every night, oh, and they taste these good every week, that taste this good, I will be so chuffed. So yeah, I think it's just, I'm going to have to change the style of food we eat, and just find maybe a different, cheaper alternative. And this is brilliant. It's got pork in it, it's got loads of protein, pork, eggs, vegetables, noodles, really filling, tasty. Oh, that's good. Perfect. Oh guys, I'm so happy. I thought I'd tell you before I go how it went. Just as I was taking my food downstairs, my brother phoned about a work issue, and so I didn't get downstairs quick enough, and it wasn't too bad. My dad didn't like the noodles, so he didn't eat them, so then my son decided he didn't like them, even though he'd eaten most of them. He said to my dad, "Are these peas and carrots cooked?" And my dad said no. And so he wouldn't eat them then, because he thought they weren't cooked, where actually they were, because they're the first things I cooked. But he really liked the pork, even though it was salty. They really liked it, and my dad really liked it, like the egg, the bean sprouts, and I couldn't even cook them, and he ate them. Typical. Anyway, so yeah, a little bit of a mixed bag from them, but I'm so chuffed I like it, and I know how to cook those noodles now, because then if my son's ever having, you know, like those disgusting sausages, I know I can make something like that, or I can have this for a lunch. So I thought I'd do a bit of number crunching to see how much it cost me exactly, and I don't know how much it did cost me in true form, because that tin of pork I got from the food pantry, but I'm going to cost it up as if like I was going to buy these ingredients from the shop. Okay, so then the noodles, I've just been online now to check, and they said they've gone up to 32p in Aldi, and that's in online, but I definitely paid 29p for them, because that's all I bought, the 2 packets. So anyway, noodles 29p. The pork, for that tin of pork in Tesco's, is £2. Who would pay £2 for that tiny little bit of pork when you can buy a lot more pork for £2 than that? I don't know, but if that's all you have. Anyway, I just thought it was really expensive. Asda sell it for £1.50, 50p cheaper, but Iceland sell it for £1. So if you've got an Iceland by you and you want that pork, go get it. Iceland is selling it for £1. The bean sprouts were 50p for 200 grams. The carrots were 25p for 500 grams. The frozen peas were £1 for a kilo. The sweet corn was 49p for a big tin, and the eggs for 15 cost me £1.32. So this is how I've costed it up. 29p for noodles, £1 for the pork tin. Carrots, I say I used 200 grams, which is 10p. Frozen peas, I used 200 grams, that was 20p. And sweet corn, I used 200 grams, which is 25p. I used 2 eggs, so that was 18p. The eggs come in at 8.8p each, so I'm just saying the 9p each. So the eggs are 18p for the 2. Garlic salt I've already got, ginger I've already got, and the soy sauce I've already got, so I don't know, I haven't even costed them into the price. So it worked out as £2.27 for the 3 of us, so that's 76p a portion. That's ace. After losing a few nights sleep, my mind just goes overdrive, and I'm just thinking of all these things. I can't switch off. Yeah, this is helping me sort my head out, and I hate to think how much you would pay for something like that in a restaurant or a takeaway even. Oh yeah, and then I forgot about the tomato salad, and so he's had a bowl of that as well. I was too full after mine, but if I want a snack later I can munch on a couple of the tomatoes, but I can have it tomorrow. But he really enjoyed that. He said it was really nice and perfect for a hot summer's day, isn't it? Yay! It's going a bit cloudy now, still really warm, but going a bit cloudy. So I'm off to the allotment now to do some watering with my son, hopefully, and then I'll come back and water the polytunnel. I attempted to go in there earlier, and even though it's in the shade in the afternoon, whew, not a chance. I was melting before I even got through the door. Right, I am going to go now. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye!